make you stand out from the crowd. Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Suite C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Out of dead carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Serving Johnson County, Texas, Joco Community Radio.
Hello. Hello. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Real Estate Reality, and this is your host, Diana Roberts, with my co-host, wonderful co-host.
This is Jason Chandler with Affinity Mortgage in Burleson.
And I am your local realtor here in Johnson County with EXP, the Cliff Freeman Group, which I was on their radio or their podcast. They don't do radio, they do podcasts. I was on their podcast last week.
How'd you do?
I think I did really good. I haven't watched it again yet. I need to.
Were you nervous?
Probably honestly,
not, right?
Not really. I mean, the only kind of thing, oh my goodness, my English is great today.
It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be a great show. Always, never dull moment. So yeah, it was just a different scene, like it was a different atmosphere. And so it was just, and I'm with my broker, right? I'm with my broker and his son who recruited me and got me with the Cliff Freeman Group to start off with. So it was a little bit of that, other than that, it was great. I feel like oh my gosh, he talked me up so good. And I might have been a little red and, cause we don't like being, I love this. I love being on radio station. I love being on podcasts. I love talking with people and being my big bubbly self and everything, but I'm not really, when the spotlight is like fully on me, I kind of get a little, bashful, I guess, and blushing.
Well, I trust you didn't say anything that's going to get the brokerage shut down. So that's good, right?
No, not at all. Okay. No, absolutely not.
He wasn't sitting there with a stick or something like ready to hit you.
No.
Okay. Well,
no.
Then, hey, as long as you're not shutting down business, and I'm sure you did great.
I think so. I feel like I did really good. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it. Because it's a podcast, they're able to, they send it through production, and production gets it all ready and makes it amazing, so I haven't got to watch it yet, but I'm thinking it's probably about, I think it's out now where I can actually go back and watch it.
Oh, cool.
So that's awesome.
Well, send it to me. I'll check it out.
I will.
I'll critique you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really would like that. Please do. All right. So this is Real Estate Reality, and we're going to talk about some real estate today.
Okay. Who are our guests coming later?
So
the second half of the show,
it's going to be Z-View Construction and High and Tight Roofing.
Like High and Tight.
And Tight. I know. I love their name. Yeah. I think it's so awesome. It's incredible. Cool. Yeah, I'm super excited. They're going to be here for the last 30 minutes of the show.
Cool.
And just talking about what they do and all the things that they do. So it's going to be great. I'm excited.
Nice.
Yes. All right. So, there's home buying trends to watch out for. Okay. One of which I really want to bring up because I really think that our listeners and anybody that, is renting still has not purchased their first home yet. I feel like this is really important information. And I know you're going to chime in with some awesome rate information and loan information for us too. But first time home buyers are vanishing. The first-time buyer share of the market dropped to an all-time low of 26% over the past year. Historically, first-time buyers make up 40% of the home buying market. Housing affordability has shut out first-time buyers with the rise in interest rates and home prices, says Jessica Lautz, who's NAR's Vice President of Demographics and Behavioral Insights. So, and this is coming from the National Association of Realtors 2022 profile of home buyers and sellers, by the way, too, of where I'm pulling this from. But okay, so what is your take on that? What do you think in, having our our first time home buyers
Well,
and
yeah.
that drop?
Well, they're going to be that's a huge drop.
It is a huge
It went
drop.
from 40 to 26, 14%.
Yeah.
I don't know what that, translates into, actual units or volume, but yeah, it's huge.
That is
That's a
huge.
14% difference. So, of course, they were going to be the first ones to get hit.
Yeah.
The people with the less money, the lower down payment options and stuff, they're always, when it comes to multiple offer situations and stuff, most sellers are going to take, the clients that are conventional, putting money down, that kind of stuff, or paying cash. So,
Right.
it's unfortunate for them, but it's not end of the world for them. I think that's a short term thing that we're looking at. The rates, they basically what we're back where we were about 4 months ago. We're at the highest
Right.
point, but they're starting to steady. And what caused it was last month, the jobs report. It came back really good. I
Okay.
don't know how this damn report keeps coming back so good when the rest of the country's hurting.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because they're taking the people that quit looking for a job, they're taking them out of the equation and
Oh, yeah.
making the numbers look so much better. But it's jacking that was the thing that really made rates go up again last month.
Oh my goodness.
And then the consumer price index report wasn't as good. Now, the potential good news is next week a new jobs report comes out. And I know this sounds really weird for me to say, but we're hoping for negative numbers, like worse numbers, which will relax the Fed. Because if it still shows, oh yeah, anyone can get a job, there's plenty of jobs out there, there's more jobs than people who want jobs, the Fed's going to raise rates again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have to hope for a more negative jobs report.
Yes.
And then the week after that is the CPI, the consumer price index. And that's the one that talks about inflation. That's the one that's really, here's what inflation's doing. And the Fed pays a lot of attention. So in the next week or two, hopefully we don't see a major, hopefully the reports come back to where the Fed, won't raise them again. Or if they do, very, very little.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the meantime, there's been some positive news.
Oh, I want to hear that. Let's hear that.
Okay. Well, first of all, for first-time home buyers, yeah, there's still the down payment assistance programs.
Right.
There's still several of those. There's the ability to buy down. If you, in what I've seen and what has been a blessing is out of the contracts that I've seen in the last couple of months, it seemed like almost all of them, the seller was paying the title insurance again.
Yeah.
You remember there was a time where it was a no-brainer. Seller, you pay title insurance. It's you don't even think about it. As a buyer's realtor, you put that down. We're not going to negotiate that. Well, things changed, right?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
for a while, the sellers weren't even paying title insurance. Well, that's a big part of closing costs.
Yes, it is.
Maybe the single biggest, one unit number is title insurance premium. So sellers are, again, I see them paying title insurance. I see them paying home warranties. And I'm starting to see them doing the seller concession some also. So that can help with the two for one buy down, where it can lower your rate year one by 2%. So if you were at 6.5%, well, your first year would be 4.5%, second year 5.5%, and then third year back up to 6.5%. So it's short term. And yes, someone has to pay for it. It's not just being given free, like, oh, here you go. No, someone always, when people hear free from the government, no, someone's always paying for it. I think we're learning this from this COVID stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
When everybody's, don't worry about making your mortgage payments. And yeah, we're going to send money out for here and there. And everybody's like, oh, this is great, free money. No, it's
No.
never free. There's always a catch.
There is always a catch.
So with this 2-for-1 buy down, yeah, someone's paying, and that's where the seller comes in, paying the 2 points required. But what I'm saying is I have seen the market change to where sellers are more willing now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which has been great. Which has
Yes.
been really good.
Yes.
We've needed that, you know. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what and I think that our sellers are starting to see that too. They're, you know, and if they have a good agent that is educated on what's going on in the market and what's happening in the market, they're going to be able to better understand, hey, you know, it's not like it was in COVID, like during COVID times, you know, it's just not. It's definitely changed. And that's okay. That's okay. Change is good. Change is supposed to be good. So we need to look at it in a positive light for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And don't be knuckleheads on the buyer side or the buyer agent side. And you've got to, it's your job. And I say this on the lender side too. When I'm sitting there pre-qualifying a client and they're sitting there going, well, I don't want this payment to be this or that, or, you know, here's what I want. And I'm like, okay, here's what you want. Here's reality.
Yeah.
You know, once you put taxes, insurance, all that. But I said, if you want to have some you know, approach this, say it's 300,000 listed. And if you don't really know anything about the business, common sense would be like, well, we go in there and we offer low, because it's always, oh, we offer low, we get a better deal. Okay, so $10,000. Say you offer 290 and they actually give that to you.
Right.
Okay, we'll drop it. Well, for every $1,000 only changes your payment $5 or $6. So that $10,000 drop only reduced your payment $50 or $60.
Yep.
But what if you went in and said, okay, Mr. Seller, we'll pay you your $300,000, but we want $10,000 in seller concessions towards our closing costs. Now that's $10,000 left in the bank. That's $10,000 a buyer doesn't have to come to closing with.
Right.
Which one's better? I mean, I know I'm not saying $60 isn't something, but would you rather save $60 a month or keep $10,000 in the bank? That's the education that the realtors and lenders need to be doing with these first-time home buyers.
Absolutely. I agree.
You know, and making them see, because that's not apparent to everybody.
No.
I mean, not everybody, because if you think if you drop something $1,000, you would think that had significance. You know, it's going to be something significant in your payment. It's only $5 or $6.
Yeah, it's not much at all. It's just like when you're buying a car, same thing.
Yeah. So go. It's okay to negotiate, but negotiate for the things that are going to help you, and that's sellers helping you with closing costs. And as long as now, if they've overpriced their home and the comps aren't going to, that's the realtor's job to say, hey, there's no comps to support what they're at.
Right.
So then at that point, it's like, well, let's go at what we think it will appraise for plus concessions. Hey, it's a negotiation, right?
Yes.
But that's the education part that where we can help, because even these this down payment assistance programs, okay, it's covering the down payment and some of the closing costs. There's still other closing costs. There's still earnest money that the buyers have to come up with.
Yep. Option money.
Yeah. Even VA, USDA with no down payment. I'm sorry, you still have closing costs.
Yeah, absolutely. You have your inspection.
Yes.
You know, you have, and if you're VA, you don't, typically the seller pays back, reimburses you for if you have a termite, because if you're VA, you have to have a termite inspection as well.
Yes, you have to have a WDI.
Yes, you do. So in that sense, you have to pay that up front, but then you do get, the seller is to, reimburse you. It's supposed to reimburse you those funds, but you do have costs. You have your inspection, if you have to have, your earnest and option, of course, still as well.
Yeah.
So,
they want to see, skin in the game.
Yeah.
And there was a time in this world, not too long ago, when we had where people were actually getting money back at closing, getting their earnest money back.
Yeah.
That was a very different time. The rate system, the way everything was set up. Right now, it's just not there in the rate. Used to, you could play with rates a little bit and have it to where, buyers bringing nothing, we're giving them a big, huge credit. The rates aren't set up like that right now.
No.
There's a cost associated with your rates. So we don't have the flexibility as lenders to just go in there and be like, hey, we'll work this to where you're not bringing anything to closing. You have to be prepared to bring money to closing.
Absolutely.
But there are still the programs now, and FHA did make a big positive change, and that's their monthly PMI. They call it
Okay.
MIP. But anyway, it was at a 0.85% factor. Forget the fact that the point is it went from 0.85 to 0.5. It's a significant drop in monthly payment. It's bigger than a rate dropping.
Right.
You know,
For sure.
0.5% or something. So that was good on the FHA side, and with FHA is normally the program that most down payment assistance goes with anyway.
Yes.
So now you're looking at, you got the down payment assistance plus you have the lower MI.
Right.
PMI, so your payment's going to be lower. So that's a positive. FHA did. I want to applaud them for doing that. And
thank you, because that's
yes,
perfect for our first time
Yeah,
home buyers. Like that, that's
exactly.
usually the loan typically that you want to present to a first time home buyer. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
low down payment, 3.5% of the
Yes.
sales price, and yeah, absolutely. So that's a good thing. So they are starting to realize that the people that can't pay cash or don't have the big down payments, hey, how can we help them out? So that's
Right.
FHA, that's federal government, Federal Housing Authority. They said, oh, okay, what can we do to help?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's something. That's like having interest rates reduced right there. So
So if you were scared at first, to purchase a home right now, being a first time home buyer, just know there are programs and loans out there for you that will help you and assist you.
yes, get with a good lender, get with a good realtor, and go through all the options. But you are not left. I mean, the article shows. I just think that's a perception.
Yes.
For the first time home buyers to think, we're being ignored. We don't have a chance. It's not true.
It's
The
not.
programs are there. So reach out and get the facts.
Yes, absolutely. And then I want to bring this one up too. This is the second one. It's talking long. It's taking longer to afford a home. The age of first-time home buyers rose to 36, a record high. Recent buyers said higher rental costs, car loans, credit card debt, and student debt are factors that delayed their entrance into home ownership.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that just kind of goes with what we were speaking of, right? A little bit more in depth, right? Uh, However, I mean that's a record high for home buyers.
Yeah, I mean that
So
age. So the age 36.
yeah, that's the age 36.
God, I saw something about the millennials and Gen Z. Yeah, I should know this because those are my kids.
Right.
I
Oh,
don't.
you're sharing your age.
Yeah, I know. Gen X, man. Gen X is the best.
That's
No,
great.
but
I love
yeah,
it.
yes, I am sharing it.
That's
But
okay. That's okay. You look great.
y'all, thank you,
You're
thank you.
welcome. You're welcome.
But I do see where they're not as stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my oldest child does have a house, but he's married with a baby. But the other children are not married. So of course, at this point, they don't see the pressure. They don't seem to. There's no pressure on them. They don't feel a pressure to go, oh God, I got to have a house right now. There's other things I want to do.
Right.
They're lucky enough to not have student loan debt, but that was the other part that you brought up there is they're bound to their credit card debts. Maybe
Right.
they put themselves through college, and then you get the student loans. So the
Yes.
question up there right now at the Supreme Court is, the president wants to relieve X amount of dollars off of student loans for everybody. And of course, again, who's going to pay for that?
Right.
Yeah,
That's questionable.
yeah. So I'm not saying it's going to pass, but if that were that relief, he were to say knock 10,000 off,
Right. And produce went up like
you know,
so much, and the economy, everything in the economy has just risen.
mhm.
Right? Gas prices have been fluctuating, produce has gotten higher. So, I mean, uh, that's just where we are right now. However, it seems like everybody is still going through it and still making it work. So,
Gotta eat.
you gotta eat.
I think the things that that you may start seeing, unfortunately, is maybe restaurants and stuff where people are like, hey, they eat out every day, that's it's over.
Yeah.
We can't do that anymore. And I
Well,
don't want
honestly, it costs about the same now.
yeah, I mean, when
If you look at it that way.
if you spend $100 at the grocery store, how many bags do you walk out with, really?
I know. That is
Yeah.
what I am saying. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's almost cheaper just to eat out at this point.
So they're feeling, I'm sure they're feeling it especially hard,
Right.
the younger people. But there's all those factors going into it. But that is interesting. I didn't realize the age had gone up to 36.
Yeah, it has. It has.
That's a little surprise. That's almost 40.
Yeah, I know.
Before the average. Wow.
Isn't that
That
crazy?
surprises me.
Yeah. I think that's what I thought too. That's why I wanted to definitely touch base on that as well.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to go into the market a little bit before we do go to our break and we have our guests, our special guests come on. So right now in Burleson, Texas, our median list price is at $420. It went up again. And then our median price of new listings is $429,950. And our per square foot is 189, which I have been seeing this consistently. So it is around the 180s that it's ranging from when looking for, for home buyers. We're at an average days on the market at 61. We're on a median days on market at 35. The price decreased at 43%. The price increased at 5%.
Wait.
I know it's so different from last time when I spoke about this. I'm like, wait, what?
It increased and it decreased?
So the price decreased at 43%.
Okay.
And then there was an increase at 5%.
So back up 5.
So it went back up 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then relisted at 8%. Inventory is at 203 in Burleson. And then the median rent right now is $2,057. Ladies and gentlemen, that is for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yep.
I mean, I'm letting you know, you might want to look into possibly home ownership because you're going to be around the same amount.
Yep.
Monthly wise. Might as well have some interest in it instead of just throwing money away. Market action is at 38. So that's where we're at. We're under 40.
Well, and the unfortunate thing is rental property the price of rent is probably going to keep going up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, as landlords, if they see they can charge more,
they're going to charge more
every month. They're going to. I mean, I'm sorry, it's no one's going to stop them.
Yeah.
So,
and when have we seen rent go down?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Yes.
So maybe people need to start. I mean, you got to cut out. It depends what you want in your life,
right?
But there's got to be some choices people make. Hey, instead of getting the next big TV, once you save some money, for a house, once you save for a down payment for your closing costs, there's assistance. But if you could do your own down payment, your terms are better. You can negotiate better pricing on your loans. Absolutely. Instead of some government entity saying, hey, here's what the rate is, we're giving you money. So it does take some discipline. It does take, hey, we're going to give up doing this, maybe eating out every night, taking trips every other month when you're ready to buy a home. But it's hard to save for a home in 1 month. Yes. It's usually a decision. Hey, we'd like to be buying within the next 2 years. What are we going to cut back on and put back in the savings account to have? Yeah, absolutely. But you also have tax refunds coming, right? Yeah, that's true. So use that to put towards a house. Tax refunds coming. So that can, there's some money coming instead of just taking a trip with it. Maybe you want to buy a house, Yeah. I'm just saying, well, it's going to last a little longer than the trip. The house should, I hope. I would hope so. Longer than your vacation. So. Well, yeah. Don't tell me and my husband about that. Oh. Even with a hailstorm this morning, man. Oh, I'm telling you. So it's awesome. Our special guests that we've got coming on are going to be talking about roofs. So there's going to be some really good insight. They might have some work after today. They might have some work after today. We're going to find out. It woke me up before my alarm went off. It's just like, I heard the rain, and then also I was like, that's not rain. No. Oh, no. Yeah, I heard it. And it was bigger hail than I had seen in a while around here. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I didn't even, I guess I might have slept through it. You just slept through it. You probably had your pods in your ear listening to music or something. No, I have my Calm. I have my Calm app. It plays hours and hours of soothing, keep you asleep music.
It's great. I love it. I love it. I wanted to bring up Tarrant County too, because Tarrant County
Sure.
is actually quite different than where we're at. So I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to bring that up as well. So the median list price is at 380. I mean,
Okay, that's 20. What was 40?
420 is
Oh,
Burleson.
40,000 less in
I,
Tarrant County.
right? What? Like, what is going on?
Well, Tarrant County's huge.
Tarrant County is huge. This is true.
Think about it.
Yeah. And
Where
they're
it
at a
goes.
45. Their market action is 45.
So you may, yeah. Well, I love Joe.
Come on, Burleson. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's bring this down. And that's why, hey, first time home buyers, maybe you don't look at Burleson. Maybe, hey, Fort Worth is right here.
It is. It's close.
You
It's
throw
not
a
too
rock,
far.
You throw a rock and
I
you
mean,
hit Tarrant County. I mean,
we hate to see you leave, but
you can always come back.
You always
for
come
your
back.
second home.
Yes.
But get that first home, start building out equity.
Right.
Then you can get the house of your dreams. Your first house that you get does not have to be the house of your dreams.
No.
The young people need to realize that too.
I agree.
I bought a lot of homes before I found that house that,
Right.
really like. So I thought, yeah, that's where I want to stay. So be patient, but go make a good investment, and you're going to build equity. And,
Absolutely.
And it's going to give you power and reserves. So.
And even if you get an older one,
Yeah.
that needs some cosmetics, needs some work done, you've got construction, you've got a contractor that you can come bring in and get that work done for you. Make the house what you want it to be. Like if it's got good bones, why not?
Oh yeah. There's renovation loans on the conventional side. I've got the private money lending side. Like I said, you become a landlord at some point,
right?
And then maybe use that equity and start, let's start doing some investing in for other, properties.
Absolutely.
Fix and flips for those that like to do it. So buying your first home and starting to build equity can lead you to so many good opportunities.
I agree.
So don't put it off. Don't wait till you're 45 to buy your first house
or 36
or even 36.
Yeah. From what we're understanding, it's 36.
Let's get that down.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get that down.
Come on,
I agree.
Youngsters.
Yes. So average days on the market though are 76 where we're at 61. The median days are 49 where we're at 35. So there's some differences there, right? The price decreased at 40% where we're at 43%. The price increased at 2% where we're at 5%. So, and their inventory is at 2,978. But again, it's Tarrant County, so that's a wider spread of area right there that we're looking at. That's going to be that's different, of course. The median rent is at 2,200, where we're at 2,057.
Yeah.
So isn't that just kind of like, I was like, what? Okay, so their prices of their housing is less, but their rent is more. All right, so we're going to go on a quick break. When we get back, we're going to have our special guest, so make sure to stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. See you soon.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Serving Johnson County, Texas. Joco Community Radio.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for staying tuned and sticking with us here on Real Estate Reality. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneIn, Joco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch, and the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-839-4245. Again, that's 844-839-4245. Also, be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. All right. Hello. We've got our special guest with us. I'm so excited to have you guys on. Hi.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourselves?
So I'm Mike Sewell. I'm with High and Tight Roofing.
I love the name.
And I'm Matthew Zeidel with Z-View Inspections.
All right. Very nice. And I think I said construction earlier. I meant inspection. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So we're super excited to have you guys on the show and we want you guys to talk about what you guys are doing. You guys are partnered up, right?
Yes.
We are. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing and what you'd like to tell our listeners.
Well, I think you definitely got it right about the hailstorm today. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It is like a madhouse out there. Like, no joke. Every roofer crawled out from underneath the rocks and just they're hitting everything. So that's what we've been doing all morning long. So Matt's also, he's part of High and Tight Roofing. Also, he's my partner in that. We just kind of went hand in hand. Him having an inspection company, I had a landscape company, and then we also did Christmas lights during the wintertime. So, I've been doing roofs for, about 6-7 years now. And, finally I just said, you know what? I was like, why are we doing this with somebody else? Let's do this on our own. Yeah. So that's where, we started, that's where High and Tight Roofing began. And, we've been going strong ever since and just out there, just, helping people out,
I love it. So High and Tight, where'd you get the name? I love the name. I think that's really cool.
So High and Tight is the haircut that we had in the military. All right. I spent,
okay.
So I spent almost 8 years in the Army. I did 3 tours in Iraq.
Well, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So it just kind of one day I was sitting there and I was like, what are we gonna call this? And I was like, man, High and Tight. I was like, I was at the barber shop. That's where I was at. All right. I was at the barber shop and he goes, what kind of haircut do you want? And I was like, well, man, I've always gotten a High and Tight. And I go, light bulb. And I was like, boom, there it is. And it just kind of stuck, so I named my landscape company High and Tight Lawn Service. And my logo with that is a little Army guy pushing a Bradley. I turned it into a lawnmower. Cool. So it's a really cool logo. And then, when we were coming up with the logo for High and Tight Roofing, I was like, well, boom. You get your Sergeant rockers that
you
look
the stripes.
Exactly.
I was looking at it, like, there's the roof, but those are Sergeant stripes.
Exactly. So, it just kind of went, hand in hand. And I was like, man, it's an awesome logo. We definitely, take all the core values that we, learned in the military, everything like that. And we implement that into our everyday life and also into our business. It's all about that integrity. It's that honor, everything like that, we take pride in knowing that that's what we base everything off of.
Nice.
So, it's cool, and we love it.
That is cool.
So.
All right. So what about you?
Yeah. So I've been doing inspections now this is my 6th year,
Nice.
Kind of long as he's been doing roofs. And that's kind of how we met. Well, we met at the gym. That's kind of how we meshed together. I've been doing inspections so long, so not only do I do a full home inspection, but I'm up on roofs every day. So I've been doing inspections. I know what to look for.
Yeah.
And like I said, we became friends, and he's talking about how he's selling roofs for somebody else for however long, and making whatever they want to pay him. And we finally we do Christmas lights together. We're up on roofs doing Christmas lights. We're like, man, why don't we just start something new? We've already started multiple businesses on our own, so let's merge up and let's start this roofing business. And like you said, it's been amazing since then. And then not only do we partner in the roofing side, but now he's kind of partnering in the inspection side, and we're going to start hiring more inspectors coming up this summer. I've actually stolen an idea from another inspector up in North Fort Worth, where he does team inspections. So he's knocking out inspections
multiple
people on the same inspection,
Yeah.
knocking them
Nice.
out at a quicker pace, because not only can we knock out more inspections, but typically I'm there for 2 or 3 hours at a house, and the seller's got to find something to do, or I'm bothering them for 2 or 3 hours at their house. So now we can get in and out. Not only are we making our buyers happy, but we're making the sellers happy in the same process.
Right.
But as far as the inspection side goes, obviously I'm the bad news guy typically. It's kind of what I like to call myself. You're familiar.
I am very familiar. Yes.
So I typically, when they, I tell the buyers kind of what's wrong with the house. So I've had training in so much areas. I've had a engineer training and foundation. Whenever I went to school previously before I did inspections, it was for an electrical degree. So I know a lot about electrical. I've learned HVAC. I've learned it all. I do it all. I do foundation evaluations by themselves, obviously roof inspections by themselves.
Right.
Do pole inspections. I do WDI inspections for like the VA and stuff like that. Or if somebody just wants a WDI inspection.
Okay.
And then the same with the water quality test for the VA as well. I'll handle that as well.
You can handle that?
Yeah, we can handle
instead of having to worry. I'm a lender, home lender. So instead of having to worry about get the county to check it and all that,
you do have to do that.
Still got to
but
you can handle it.
I can handle it. I kind of handle the
cool.
footwork, because all it is you're getting the water sample and you're taking it to the lab.
I got you.
So yes, the lab has to handle that part, but you need somebody. And I've actually heard, I'm sure you have. It was an odd case a couple weeks ago where they said the agent couldn't do it, and they needed somebody with a license, like a licensed inspector or somebody in there to take care of it. And like all we're doing is going to get
Collecting the
a water sample.
Yeah.
So, well, yes, I
Okay.
do that in the case that somebody needs it if the agent can't just do it themselves, stuff like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. That's
yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
And he's not even lying when he says we're fast. Oh my goodness, like we are fast. We did a 4,000 square foot house the other day in probably an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And she had 2 kids in there that were like, one was like under the age of 1. I think it was like 6 months. And the other one was like a year and a half. They were both in there sleeping, so it was like, where's that mom going to take 2 infants, and stuff like that. And we were able to get in there, like, he'll do the outside, I'll do the inside. And I mean, we just knock it out so quick. And yeah, we're pretty, we're very, very, what's that word I'm looking for?
Detailed.
Detailed.
Okay,
about
yes.
everything.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
thorough. That's kind of what we're
Mhm.
known for.
Okay.
So, but also too, like I said, I'm the bad news guy. But whenever I'm explaining things to the client, it's what's important. Yes, I have to note everything about this house down to maintenance items.
Yeah.
But you moving into this house, we like to educate our clients too, because we'll go through a process of doing the inspection, and then after we're done with the inspection, sometimes the clients come, and a lot of inspectors are just like, hey, yeah, read your report later. Now we're going to sit there, we're going to go over the whole report right there, and I'm going to explain what's big, what's little, maintenance items, everything like that. Just educate them as much as I can.
That's good.
Because that's what they need. Most people don't have the knowledge of what's going on about a house.
Right.
And most people think it's this big scary thing. And I'm like, really, it's a bunch of different systems, but they're all very basic systems in a house.
Right.
So if I can just explain as much as I can, that's what we try to do for our clients.
Well, and that's so important. I can name several deals where we're ready to push a button on order appraisal and stuff, but we're waiting on, the inspection to be done for the buyers. If, once they go over it with you guys, then, hey, we do want this fixed and this fixed. Now they got to wait for the seller, right?
Yeah.
You've got to take it back to the listing agent. You're representing them. And yeah, so it's just yeah, you guys are like step one. You know, it's them getting approved. You find them a house, but it just goes to show you getting a home is it's like a damn foreign car. You know, so many
Oh, yeah.
moving parts.
There is.
that
There is.
it's like lender, realtor. Oh, okay. Now find a house. Okay, now can do a contract right then. Oh my God, let's look at this house. Oh,
Yeah.
give me everything that's wrong with the damn thing, you know, and all the negotiations got to go just to get it. Okay, everybody's in agreement.
Right.
But so yeah, your job is very, very
Yeah.
important.
Yes,
and
it
we
is.
and we stress all of our agents that we work with how quickly we're going to get to it, because we have sometimes short option periods,
Right.
and we try to get 2-3 days options, whatever. The agent will call me and say, hey, can I get it done? Yes, we'll make sure we get it done. Not only, like I said, do I cover everything inspection wise, and we cover all that in one, so we don't have to have a bunch of different people out there. But then if I need to say, because obviously I'm inspecting on the inspector side, if I say, hey, it needs a roof, Mike.
Yeah.
And the great thing is, you know, so we work so much with all these different realtors and stuff like that, and we know how important it is for, you know, you guys to be able to list that house and to list a house that's, you know, worthy of being sold to, you know, somebody that's looking for that forever home.
Yes.
And we know that everything is, I mean, it's time. You know, time is money. You know, time is money for you guys. Time is money for us. You know, we're not, you know. We'll get everything, you know, worked out with the insurance companies, all that great stuff. I'm not going to sit back and I'm not going to wait on the insurance check to, you know, come in. That puts it to where you guys are having to wait.
Right.
You know, I'm going to get that roof on there so that way y'all can get that house listed, everything like that, and then we'll settle up later on. You know, whenever the checks do come in, all that great stuff. So we try to do everything to where, you know, we move y'all along a whole lot faster. You know, to where y'all can make y'all's money also.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that stress
I like
of
to hear
that
that.
contract closing
Right.
deadline, that's, you know, it's like, damn, okay, we got to do
Right.
that. Well, I hope they're moving, because yeah, if you're waiting on a check from some of these insurance companies,
Right.
it's
I mean,
gonna be like, oh my God, you're extending. There's no way you're going to be able to finish it. Because what does it take? Take your basic 2,000 square foot home, 3-2 bedroom in Burleson,
Right.
good weather. What's the time frame on that from start to finish? Once you've agreed to, once you show up for the job.
Once I show up for the job, I'll be there. I'll get there about 7:30 in the morning, and we'll be leaving by 4.
And that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did 75 squares Monday, and they did it in 9 hours.
But your average home has how many squares?
You're probably looking at like 35,
Okay.
40 here in Burleson. I mean,
so that's like 2 homes.
Yeah.
Completely from start to finish, everything clean up.
Yeah, everything clean up. You know, we roll the yards at least 3 times, and then I walk around, and if I find, you know, 2 nails in the same general area, they're rolling that yard again. So I mean, you know, owning a landscape company and everything like that has really taught me, hey, you know what, flats are not fun.
No.
So, you know, I make sure that, you know, we get everything cleaned up. You know, I'll go and visit with the neighbors and stuff like that. So that way they have my number. They can let me know, hey, I had some trash blowing in my yard, because you know what, I want to take care of them too. You know, I don't, you know, I mean, that's, you know, when I say we truly love this name, we truly love this brand, I really do mean it. And the last thing I want is going down the road and they go, oh, there goes that old high and tight guy. You know, he leaves trash in everybody's yard. No, that's not going to be us. You know, that's going to be, oh man, those guys right there are awesome. You know, and that's what we try to do. We try to, you know, we live up to how we branded this. So
I love that. And that's important. That's important for an agent to know too, because, you know, we want the best for our clients for sure. Right. Absolutely. And so what I love is about things that you're saying is you guys are very detailed oriented. I am, as well as an agent. When I walk a client through a house, I'm picking up and I'm I'm pointing out things like inspector's probably going to ding that.
Yeah.
That is not a GSI. Okay. In this kitchen. What?
Yeah.
So like, I like to be able to be informative as well. And so I have some, you know, background in construction because of my husband and stuff like that. So I just did an HVAC system with him. Actually. Yeah. I helped him with it. It was fun. Awesome. I like doing that kind of stuff.
That's why he was sleeping on the couch.
Probably. He was tired. Wifey's been wearing him out. I got a house in Terrell that's about to be listed. So yeah, we're excited. Yeah. But that's what we're working on. So But knowing new construction, knowing the ground up and knowing what a house should look like, I think is very important for an agent too, because they call us after they get, if an inspector doesn't go over a lot of that stuff with them, they call us panicking, what's this and this and this, is this important? Should I, and it's good for me to know, but it's nice to know that, you guys are actually taking that time and really presenting it to them and being detailed with them, even in explaining what's going on with this house.
Right.
I think that's very important.
And one of the great things about us also is, we don't just hire any Joe Blow off the street. We're actually taking people right now and we're sending them to school. So that way they had that knowledge, they had that education to be able to do the things that we do.
That's good.
Knowledge is power in this world. And I tell you what, we spend that money as a company to sit there and make sure that they are knowledgeable. If they're going to carry our brand, they're going to carry our name, what, they're going to do it right. They represent us, they represent that name. And yeah.
But you have to be licensed to be an inspector in the state of Texas. So you've got to meet credentials, education requirements, all that. So yes, out there, folks, it does matter who's looking at your house and giving you advice on it. So you keep these guys in mind for sure.
Yes. Oh, and your wife says, hi, Mike and Matt, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
I don't know where the camera's at.
Right there.
It's right there. She said it a little earlier, but I was going to give it a minute so we could, get to know you guys a little bit better. But I think that's really awesome. I think you guys do have from what we're hearing, it sounds really good. And I think that if any of you guys did get hit with some hail and it's about to get worse, I think we're supposed to be under severe watch for until Wednesday or something, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Like tonight, it's supposed to hail like really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. This morning when it hit, I don't think anyone saw that coming. I didn't remember the news people saying that it was coming Wednesday morning.
I called him last night and told him, you better get ready for tomorrow.
Well, it said today wasn't supposed to be that bad, but Thursday was supposed to be bad. But we got it pretty bad today.
I haven't seen hell like that around here in a while.
Oh,
when it woke me up.
Yeah.
I slept right through it.
I was like, first it was pea size. I was like, oh, this ain't that big a deal. And then I pulled my truck on in the garage.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, this stuff's getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming down good. So, hey.
So we were literally out there in those neighborhoods just a while ago and just kind of going through stuff like that, just knocking on doors, trying to help people out and all that good stuff. And literally people's yards were still, like, I'm talking, this is, less than an hour ago, people's yards are still covered in hail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the craziest thing. Yeah. It looks like it snowed out there right now.
As it melted.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But and so with us too, we're going to come out there whenever it storms, all that good stuff, but we're also always out there. This is what I do for a living. This is what he does for a living. We have, several other employees that are out there every single day. And, we're always out there looking for, different roofs and stuff like that. If we see, something from the ground that just kind of makes us go, hey, you know what, I'm going to go take a look, see if I can take a look. We're going to educate you on what's going on with your roof, because a lot of people really don't know. A lot of people don't know how these insurance companies work, and they don't realize that, they think to themselves, all right, well, I got a 30-year roof. Well, you don't have a 30-year roof here in the state of Texas. You get a 30-year manufacturing warranty on your roof. So if anything is to go wrong with those shingles, then obviously it's going to be warranted. But, that warranty does not cover the state of Texas. When it heats up, cools down, and then, Texas decides it's going to be bipolar, that doesn't get covered, and people don't realize that, your roof gets to a certain point, your insurance company at that point can say, you know what, this is failure to maintain. And now you're buying your own roof. Well, that's why we're here. We're going to come in and we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to, hopefully catch those roofs before that happens.
Right.
So.
And that's important information too. You want to make sure you're doing it after it happens, because if you wait too long, that's what insurance companies will come back and say.
Absolutely.
That, you weren't taking care of it. You didn't maintain it. Why didn't you call after this hailstorm happened? Supposedly,
That's just good. They beat the hell out of you when you file a claim.
Right. Yeah.
Then they beat the hell out of you when you don't file a claim.
Exactly.
Right.
So you need you guys. That's. I hope you're listening out there. If it's been, what would you say with barring any bad storms, just your typical Texas weather from start to like whatever 10 years have it looked at?
Man, I would say anywhere from 5 to 10 years here in the state of Texas. Yeah. All right, that's so. It's ventilation is so important on these roofs. and especially because of our weather. It heats up so much, and then it cools back down. Well, all your granulars are starting to just fall right off, because of that. If you don't have the right ventilation on your roof, everything like that, I mean, it's going to happen 10 times faster,
Right.
So, that's something that, whenever we replace a roof, everything like that, we fix those problems. We're not going to just sit there and just put another roof on there and go, all right, hey, we're going to see these people back in about 5 years. No, we're going to fix those problems. So that way that roof's going to last you longer. I've been on top of roofs that have been on there for 15 years and you can't find a single mark on that roof. Their gutters are beat up. Their fences are beat up. Their screens are beat up. All right. You get up on that roof and you're going, huh, well, your roof's good. Right. But it's all because of the ventilation that's on top of that roof. I mean, it's ventilated so well that, they don't have those issues.
Right.
And that's what we try to do. We try to, replicate that and give people the proper ventilation. That's where, Matt comes in. That's where, the guys that are in charge of our crews come in. I mean, these guys have been doing this for like 35 years, putting on roofs. So, I mean, when it comes to, ventilation, we have some of the best ventilation experts, that money can buy, and then, we fix the problems that we find.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was that big. I remember the last time I had my roof done and they came back with those ventilated ridges, I guess, along. So
yeah, I don't use those.
Those
are horrible.
Are they?
I don't like them. I really don't.
So what are you talking about on the ventilation side? Are you talking
So
about?
I mean, like with that right there, a lot of people, they started putting those, ridge vents and stuff like that. And honestly, I mean, a lot of houses that I find that have bad ventilation problems is mainly because they got ridge vents up there.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of you having your big ventilator, like the metal piece, your turbines. So that's.
So I like those. I mean, to me, you're going to pull out the most amount of air. And I mean, if you think about it, before they put that up there, if you ever stand out there and look at the hole that they put inside of your roof to be able to put that on there,
Right.
when you get that ridge vent, you got a hole this big in your roof. Or when you get a ridge vent, you got a hole this big in your roof. Mm-hmm. When you get a turbine, you get a hole this big in your roof. Which one do you think is going to pull out more air?
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
And the turbine's actively spinning.
Yeah,
right.
Sucking it
like
out.
a compressor.
Ridge vent is a static vent that just sits there, so it's going to rely a lot on how many soffits do I have, how big are those holes, and how good is that airflow.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times with the soffits, it's a vent on the soffit, but the screen's full of debris, or the insulation in the attic is blocking the soffit, so there is no air in to allow the air out. The turbine at least can work if at that worst case where the soffits aren't doing their jobs allowing the air in, turbines are at least sucking air out.
Right.
It's doing something versus just sitting there being static.
Yeah, when it gets 100, 140 in an attic.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
HVAC guys do not like being. I know inspectors don't either.
No.
You do not want to be in those attics, and I applaud you guys for wanting to be up there.
Oh, the other day we were in the attic, and he climbed up there, and like he's a little bitty guy, I get up there, I'm a big old guy. I'm up there for like 3 minutes, and I'm drenched. I'm going, hey man, I'm gonna go back downstairs, bro. I was like, oh my god. He's all like on the little rafters and stuff, just like, and I'm all like, oh yeah, you're good up here, man. You got the flashlight, you good. I'm back downstairs.
Yes.
I'm going to the cellar. They got a cellar in this place.
We're the wine cellar.
Yes. For sure.
Oh, it gets hot up there.
Yep.
But
I've been up there. Yeah, I know.
Your
it's
husband's
hot.
been doing this for a long time.
Oh
so.
yes, he'll come home drenched some days.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But now he does like service though and maintenance. But he does.
Yeah.
He still can do install. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we do all that. We also do general contracting, stuff like that. I got a job going on right now where they're building an outdoor kitchen, and we're just kind of like your just all around do it all type of guys, So
I like that one-stop shop. That's perfect for us.
Exactly. We are.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah,
that's the point. Instead of calling so many different people to do all these different jobs, hire one to do it all
right
at the same time.
Well, then here's something with me being a lender, cash out loans. If they want to get cash, if they're like, I'd love to do this, don't have the money. Hey, you can get a cash out loan. Call Jason. I'll give you all my cards.
Yeah,
you could take what you think's going to be. Well, you got this job. Yeah, I wish we could do this and do that. Oh well, you've got equity in your home, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, use it, man. It's just sitting there to
Yeah.
improve your house. You know, if you're improving your house, you're
Absolutely.
kicking that value up.
Absolutely.
It's very true. I love it. Okay, so what else you guys got for us? I know we've got a little bit of time left.
Couple minutes, so
Wow.
get the important stuff out.
I
Yes.
can't believe it's actually been that long. I was like kind of like halfway nervous walking in here, and then I was like, yeah, it just kind of time just flew by.
It does.
Wow.
It does. Like, you know, I mean, that's what I always tell everybody that comes on to our show. I'm like, you're going to be on here and then it's going to feel like you've only been on for 5 minutes, but it's already been the whole hour almost. So it's crazy, but it's fun. Like, cause I don't know. I love this. I do
Because
this.
you know what you're talking. There's nothing to really remember. You know your business. And
Right.
all you're doing is telling what you do.
Matt brought a notepad with Cliff Notes.
Did he?
I love it.
They email or whatever you sent said take notes to make in case you forget anything.
Well, I mean, and that is important because sometimes you get so nervous, you know,
you
knowing that
forget.
you're on, you know, you're
Right.
on camera. There might be people watching.
Oh, yeah, my
there's
wife's
people
watching,
listening.
obviously.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're on all the platforms. So,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Well,
Yeah, I love
so
it.
quick hitters that we did forget that I did write down.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Coverage area for one, we cover all of the DFW and surrounding areas, and also the Waco and surrounding areas.
Oh, nice.
We, as far as the roofing side goes, we have 5 salesmen that some are up here, some are in Waco, and then we have 5 crews that do regular asphalt shingle roofs. We have a crew that does commercial roofs, and we have crews that do metal roofs. We have crews that do the clay tiles, concrete tiles, all that stuff. So we're prepared for anything that comes our way. And then for our clients and the claims process, we have insurance specialists, and that's kind of what sets roofing apart, because anybody can go out there and just replace your roof,
right?
But a lot of it's going to come down to what your insurance is going to pay for. So how can we get more out of your insurance? And not only that, before the process, while we're out there getting more with the adjuster paid for, after the fact, getting supplementals and stuff like that come after the fact, that takes a lot of knowledge. And most, like I said, you wouldn't know to get unless you have those insurance specialists that know exactly how to talk to the insurance, how to get more money out of them.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's key.
All right. So, yeah, that's key. This is the end of the show. But you guys, I'm going to make sure to put your information in the comments.
Awesome.
So anybody that wants to talk to these guys after today, the information will be there for you. See you guys later. Bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of